Hello and welcome back to Outcast Second Contact. If you have not watched the first video, I highly recommend you go back and do so now. It will be the first video in this playlist, as it contains a lot of that beginning story arc that begins this game. This game is very heavily story driven. If you have watched it, then we are about ready to enter to the new realm of Shamazaar. So we just finished Ranzar last time, doing everything there was to do, so now we're ready to move on and enter a spot that's a little more green than white. I'm still so excited to be playing this game again with the new graphics and whatnot. It's absolutely amazing. This game was such a big part of my childhood, playing this one. One of the first games I ever fully beat. Alright. Our friendly guide.
Excuse me, pal. Hello there.
Ah, you are better, I see, Ulukai.
Sure am.
Then you will want to find Shamazaar and begin searching the regions for the Mons. Please know that all the soldiers of every region are on the hunt for you. I would suggest that you stay here in Shamazaar until you feel you are ready to travel into the other regions. But know that you can enter any of them whenever you feel the need.
Thanks for the tip.
It is my honor to help you, Ulukai. But another word of warning. Some Daokas lead directly into soldier camps. You would be wise to enter only those Daoka that you know lead to someplace less dangerous.
I'll keep that in mind.
Then I will not keep you any longer, Ulukai. Shamazaar waits you in the village to the west. If you would like, I would like to take you to the village.
Alright,
You
let's
can
follow
take
him.
me there, huh?
Yes, if you would like.
Sure, I'd love the company.
I will show you what I can along the way. Please follow me, Ulukai.
Alright. So Shamazaar is our beginning region. Here. We do typically stay here for the first little bit, but visiting Talonzar can be helpful. Because that's where all of the weapons are located. Well, most of the weapons are located at. And it gets really annoying only having 6 shots in your pistol. Oh man. This game brings back so many memories. It's so much more lush. This used to be this swamp used to have nothing just but the base texture. No little plants coming out of it or anything like that. There's so much more greenery than there used to be here. So much more. Oops, soldiers. So whenever we hear that, we'll know that that means that there are soldiers around. Must be a little camp of them somewhere. I still think it's hilarious that we have a jetpack now when I jump.
To the north of this spot is where the Temple Fae is. Many soldiers of Kuroax are around there. You should not enter there, Ulukai.
Sounds like good advice.
The Temple Fae is one of 4 temples in this region. The other 3 are to the northeast of the Temple Fae, but they are all smaller. We must go now.
And we can actually see the Daoka. There's 2 of them just in the distance there. But those both lead to soldier camps. Got our farmers here.
We are here, Ulukai. The village is just to the west of here. I hope Shamazaar will be of some help.
Ditto, pal. Thanks for the tour.
My honor, Ulukai. Wait, I did want to give you a small piece of advice before I go.
Shoot.
There are convoys of supplies leaving almost all regions of Adelpha. They go to supply Feyran soldiers. If you can, you may want to stop them when you see them. I know it could make the soldiers weaker over time.
I'll try. Thanks.
May the yards be silent, Ulukai.
Alright. We have made it to the village. We have the lovable beasts, the Twanha,
Low-level energy source detected.
and some soldiers. Alright, let's try our first fight once again. This auto-targeting thing is really weird. I am not used to it yet. Time was you could try to hit him in the head. I'm not sure if that actually... Not sure if that actually matters anymore. Doesn't really seem to. I may have to try to turn off this auto-targeting here, because this is just weird. Okay. Well, successful first fight. We did take a few hits, mostly as I was trying to figure out this targeting system. Interesting. And so this is the Dauka to Talonzar, leads to the actual safe part of Talonzar. We'll use that before too terribly long, but we're not ready for it yet. Salinas.
Come here a second, would you? Hello.
Greetings, Ulukai. I am glad to see you.
Well, thanks.
I am Salinas. What can I help you with?
What are those creatures in the pens?
Those are my friends. They are called Twanha.
This guy is definitely
What can you
a couple
tell me
screws
about
loose.
these Tonkas?
Twanha, Ulukai.
Gesundheit.
No, Twanha. They are the friendliest creatures in all of Adelpha.
Oh, really?
Yes, I much prefer their company to that of other Talon. I understand the Twanha much better.
So, what are they good for?
Well, until Feyran came, the Twanha ran wild without a care. Now Feyran makes them work as hard as other Talon. I find that most distressing.
If that's so, why are you working with them?
To make sure they are cared for in these moons of their suffering. They need much care and love. Carrying risks to the workers takes a lot out of them.
You really have a thing for these Twanha, don't you? How do I ride one of these Twanha?
I do not like the idea of any Talon riding them. It is so mean.
Let's pretend they like it. How do I do it?
It is simple, really, for they are such beautifully simple creatures. You need only to approach them from the left side with their gi in your hand, then they will let you mount them.
I don't like the way you say mount.
What?
Skip it. And when I'm not riding it?
They will attempt to find a spot of land to eat something, or go close to water to get a drink. But any loud noises when they are not being ridden, and they will flee.
All right.
If you have not seen it for a long time, Urukai, check back here. They will always return home after a long time. Are they not the best creatures you have ever seen in your life?
Oh, yeah. The greatest. Tell me more about this gi.
As you wish, Urukai. What would you like to know?
What is it exactly?
The gi is a piece of cloth that is dipped in its mother's sweat.
You mean to tell me it's a sweat sock?
I do not know that term, Ulukai. When a Twanha smells its odor, it becomes as tame as a small child with its parent.
I don't know any children who were tame around their parents. I
So
sure
true.
wasn't.
Well, that is what makes the Twanha such a grand creation of the yards. Its simplicity.
And I sure wouldn't have behaved if you'd shoved my dad's gym socks under my nose. Yeesh.
Yeah, I definitely would not behave if someone shoved a pair of gym socks under my nose either. That does not sound like a good time. Alright. Key. Clearly, we should... Oh, I forgot. Let's scan them out first. Wow. You can really see far away on this map now. It did not used to provide that much information about things on the far side of the map. Wow. Okay. That was impressive. So, let's see if we can figure out what's in here. Lots of ammo. Ammo is always helpful. Ah, one of our F-links. F-links are your mini portals. They let you create a spot that you can jump back to. Very helpful. Alright. So, looks like the blue dots, or bluish purple dots on the map are going to be our useful people. So like Class here is a very useful guy. He's
Come
a
here a
recreator.
second, would you? How's it going?
At long last, the Ulukai has arrived. My father would be proud to know that I am meeting you.
He would.
Yes, Ulukai. He was a recreator like I am. My name is Clath. I am eager to be helping you.
So
Can
let's
you
ask him about
explain what a
recreators.
recreator is exactly?
We are but a few Eloi Talan who can recreate simple objects after we have examined them with our essence. We have been working for Feyran for thousands of moons, though, creating weapons for his soldiers.
Against your wishes, I hope.
That is true, Ulukai. And to show this, I would like to offer to help you on behalf of all recreators. You need only show us any of your sacred objects which fuel your weapons, and we will attempt to make them for you.
How do you know about those?
All Talan have them, Ulukai. We have studied them and found that we would be able to recreate some of these objects with material from Adelpha. If you want any more history about us recreators, see Hoon in Okriana.
Can you make me any weapons?
Sorry, Ulukai. The weapons we know how to make are made to be fueled by a Fey Talan's essence, like the soldiers. From what I hear, you do not have this essence, and these weapons cannot be used by you. I wish I could do this for you, you must know.
Lexicon.
So they can't make us weapons, but they can make us ammo.
What do you need to make weapon fuel for me?
You need only bring a sample of the weapon fuel you need made, and I and the other recreators will know what you need made. At that time, we can tell you what material from Adelpha we will need to create your fuel.
What other help can you give me?
You know that many regions here supply different items for Feyran.
I'm finding that out, yes.
Well, besides helping you with making weapon fuel, we recreators have an idea.
What's that?
You can affect the soldiers that block your paths to the Mons by finding a way to get each leader of the regions to agree to stop producing their supplies to the soldiers.
Yeah? Thanks.
Mar in the village here, for example. All Talan are afraid of him because one bad word from him and any Talan will disappear forever. But Mar is stupid and does not understand the harm he causes.
What can I do?
If he were to agree with stopping risk production, all Talan would do so gladly. But you will have to convince all here and Mar that you are indeed the Ulukai that we all hoped would come.
And so that's, of course, one of the most important things we'll be doing throughout the game. We'll be trying to get each region to stop producing whatever it makes for Feyran's soldiers, because that will make the soldiers easier to kill, and that makes my life much easier.
Can you make these?
I have seen those before, yes. Bring me these objects for 1 container of these fuels.
So we need green helidium and metal. And then
Can you make
this is
these?
the gun we don't have yet.
Yes, Ulukai. You will need to bring me these objects.
Shell, green helidium, and metal.
Where can I find some shells?
You can only find those in water, Ulukai. You can go near the Temple Fae and find some there, I am sure.
And this
So
way it
where can I
identifies
find
everything.
some green helidium?
All around the regions of Adelpha, Ulukai, these crystals grow up from the ground like plants.
Lexicon accessed.
So now we're getting some more
Where can I
information.
find some metal?
Look to the large mounds of earth. They are usually found there.
Alright.
Medical supplies located.
So like this is our green helidium. Medical supplies. Interesting. I'm not actually seeing them at the moment. We haven't been able to identify this yet, but that's red helidium, of course. And now for the most important guy in the village. Well, let's pick up the key first. Shamazaar.
Can I see you for a second? Hi there.
Oh, the Yards have returned you from your sleep. I am pleased.
Thanks. Now, about that Mon.
I have waited for this moon since I was a small Talan to finally meet the Ulukai.
Great. The Mon?
Oh yes, yes, the man. I am afraid I have a confession to make.
This is going to be bad, isn't it?
Yes, Ulukai. I do not know where the man is. Please forgive me. But the Shamas before me would reverted before telling the secret of the man.
That's okay. It's what I expected with the kind of day I'm having.
Wait, a Dalan named Narn has searched for the man for the past few moons. His friend was killed by Croax. Since he believes the stories about the man being a powerful weapon of the Yards, he is trying to claim it for himself.
Has he made any progress?
Again, I fail you in not knowing Ulukai. I have not seen him since last moon, but I need to find him and calm the fire that burns in his essence before he reverts Croax.
Sounds like Croax is in need of a little reverting.
No, Ulukai. The essence suffers when Talan reverts Talan.
Notepad.
Fortunately,
accessed.
we are not Talan, so we can kill all the Talan we want.
Tell me more about
That are
this
bad guys,
essence.
of course.
Well, I know very little, but the basics are simple. There are 4 essences. Ka, Fe, Eloi, Kanda. Each is linked with other aspects of life. You should ask Shamas Mezum at the Temple Eloi for more details about these. I am only beginning my studies, and I fear I have a lot to learn.
I want to know more about this reverting.
Reverting is what we call it when a Talan dies. His essence is reverted back to the Yard which first gave it to him.
How?
For example, a Fey Talan is reverted by fire. Then his essence is returned to the Yard Fey.
You burn them alive?
No. If a Talan dies peacefully, the essence remains inside until the body is reverted. The reverting ceremony also allows the Talan's destiny to appear. We call that the Hazades.
Whoa, X-Files, eat your heart out.
Lexicon accessed.
Particularly interesting if you actually kill one of the Shamas in the game, the Hazades will follow you around
What is
and
a
kill you.
Hazades?
Think of the Hazades like the essence of a Talan, which rises once they are reverted, then travels to the person or place it needed to see to finish its destiny.
Lexicon accessed.
Like I said, they
So
don't take
you
them
don't
well
know
if you
where
kill them.
Narn is?
Have you spoke with Ilot yet? He could be the best Talan to ask. I wish I knew, but I have not seen Narn since his last visit. His brother Ilot is in the rice fields to the far north of the village.
Lexicon accessed.
Can you tell me about Ron?
There is little else I can tell you, Ulukai. I wish there was more I could do. Shamas Mason might be of more help. He is older than I. He is usually found at the Temple Elui, to the far north of the Temple
This is
Fae.
one of the few regions that has 2 Shamas in it.
Tell me about these Yods.
The Yods are the creators of all essence, Ulukai. They control all of our lives and our destinies. We have built 4 temples to the north to honor each of these Yods.
What can you tell me about the Temple Fae?
The Temple Fae used to be the same as the other 3 essence temples to the north of it. But when Ron began to rule, he said that it needed to reflect his power.
So he rebuilt it?
Yes, it is now larger than the other temples. Croax has 2 Daoka inside the
Saw
temple.
those earlier.
They lead to soldier camps in the regions of Okasankar and Motazar. I would not enter those until you know it is safe, Ulukai. Soldiers are always on the other side.
Thanks for the advice.
Croax is usually seen at the Temple Fae, giving instructions to his soldiers. If Iman is hidden there, it will not be easy to get. Talk to Salinas. He is usually here in the village.
Notepad accessed.
So Salinas has some piece of information.
Can you
for
tell
him
me
that we
anything
can now
about
get.
where the Mon is?
The Shamas before me did, but I was not told of the secret of the Mon before Croax reverted him for helping the Guardians. None believes he knows, and Salinas tells a good story about where he thinks it is.
Can you give me some info on Croax?
He has been the leader of Feyran's forces ever since Feyran began to rule Adelpha. I hear he spends many moons out at the Temple Fae praying to the Yod Fae, but most see him other places reverting Talon for Feyran.
How did he and Ron meet?
When Feyran was seen arguing with the prophet Khazar, Croax approached him and the 2 decided they would rule Adelpha.
Alright, so one of the important features that these 2 guys can do is they can always
How
tell me
do
what my
all Talon
reputation
feel
is.
about me?
There is no real way of saying if they think you are doing well or not.
And arguably
Could
most
you heal me?
important,
Of course, Ulukai.
healing.
Now be more careful.
Alright. We got some healing. I actually forgot about doing that when I was back at the storage center. Let's go back there real quick. Not much. A little bit of gold for our trouble. That's alright. It works. Let's go talk to Salinas once more. And get his story.
Excuse me, pal. What can you tell me about the Temple Fae?
Oh my, yes, that is right. You are correct to look there, Ulukai.
Look there?
For your Mon, silly. It is there, or at least I think it is, at the top of the temple inside the Great Flame itself.
You've seen it?
Well, I think so. When I was a young Talon, I tried to free the Ventilopes from the Ventilope camp on the other side of the barrier to the north of the Temple Fae. I was releasing one when it began to fly away and picked me up in its claws by mistake.
By mistake?
Oh yes, I am sure it did not mean to do it. Ventilopes are such nice creatures. Anyway, as I was flying over the Temple Fae, I got a good look at the flame, and I was admiring how pretty it looked when I saw a black box in the center of it.
And you think that's where the Mon is?
Well, it is a great place to hide it if you did not want someone to find it easy.
Out of curiosity, what did this nice Ventalope do to end your flight?
I am sure it did not mean to hurt me.
It dropped you, didn't it?
It is such a simple creature. They would never harm a Talon in their life if soldiers did not train them to do so.
Lexicon accessed.
He has a soft spot for all animals, as you can probably see.
Metal detected.
So it looks like the green dots are the Twanha. Alright. Time to talk to Mar. He's a little slow.
Hello there.
Greetings, Ululu. How are you this moon?
That's Ulukai, isn't it?
That is what I said, no?
Okay.
Mar knows what he says. Mar is leader of all Shamazaar.
What can you tell me about Shamazaar?
Shamazaar is the best of all regions of Adelpha, cause Mar is in charge.
And just who put you in charge?
Croax did. I always think that friend Croax was main Balan, but he visited me one moon and asked me to lead all of Shamazaar, so I do. He is good, no?
I don't know. I wonder why he picked you.
Because Mar is the smartest Talon of all, Ulubi.
Yeah, maybe that was it.
Definitely.
He
Yeah.
also said that I was, how did he say, not able to cause an uprising, whatever that is.
Sounds like the same logic a certain nasty goose stepper used. So what do you do?
I count risks and tell friend Croax how many workers not finish their work with a risk each moon.
What happens to those workers?
I think he takes them to go talk to them or something. They never come back. So they must be getting a different job somewhere.
So clueless.
Yeah, probably pushing up daisies.
You think that is a good job? Maybe I should try it.
What can you tell me about the risks around here?
All the risk goes to the soldiers. We keep a little for ourselves. But friend Croax says too much risk makes workers slow.
Guess that doesn't apply to soldiers, huh?
What?
Forget it.
If soldiers not get risk every moon from us, friend Croax would be very mad, and soldiers would become weaker. I cannot let that happen. We need soldiers to protect us.
From what?
From something I do not know.
Gotta love the logic.
Is there anything useful you can tell me about the soldiers?
Most Talon are afraid of the soldiers. I can always tell when a patrol is coming, because the Talon near them begins to walk away from them.
Doesn't sound like they like the soldiers, Mar.
I do not know why. Soldiers like Mar. I help them find workers who are sick or tired.
So
Mar,
let's see what it would take to
is there
snake and
any
stop.
way I could convince you to stop your wrist production?
No, I do not think other Talon will follow their great leader Mar on this.
Why?
They all speak quietly of wanting to see the Essence Stone return. I have never seen Stone either. Mar wants to see pretty Stone.
Notepad accessed.
So we now have
Who
our
do I
quest.
ask about this Essence Stone?
Speak with Zeo about that.
Notepad accessed.
Alright. So
Stable
we've
organic
now
energy detected.
figured out the beginning parts. We've talked to Mar, we've talked to Shamazaar, freed up the Daoka that lets us go to Talonzar. Our next mission will be to clear out all of the soldiers in this little area, talk to Ilot. But this seems like a good place to stop this video, so I look forward to seeing you next time as we continue our journey through Outcast.